as you probably should know, I do not recommend that. BG Wealth sharing group with DSJ Exchange. It's a major scam. There is no real trading going on this cryptocurrency exchange that has multiple links, and it's the only cryptocurrency exchange in the world that claims to be legit, and they have to keep changing their links all the time because either they're getting shut down or they're changing the links to avoid detection by these government agencies. All right. So what is the news that they just shared inside of their groups? Let's get to that. So this is being shared over WhatsApp, Signal, Bun Chat, everywhere right there, and all the BG Wealth social media platforms for communication. So BG Wealth sharing with DSJ Exchange, launching a new phase toward IPO. To comprehensively enhance DSJX's global trading volume and market share, and to support the DSJX IPO process, BG Wealth Sharing, in partnership with DSJX, has officially launched a 10-day IPO preparation campaign. So the campaign period is starting today all the way until the 27th of this month of April this year. So during the campaign period, successfully inviting one new member to join and complete a deposit of $1,000 will activate the referrer's permanent exclusive IPO trading signal privileges. Trading will utilize 1% of the total account balances. So for an example, if you're already getting 2 sessions per day or 2 signals per day, you're going to be upgraded to 3 signals per day. If you're already getting 3 signals per day, you're going to upgrade it to 4 signals per day. So the exclusive IPO trading signals is going to be at 10 p.m. Eastern time every night. And, so I'm going to stop right there before I continue on. How is it that you have a fixed time for trading? You can't do that. You can't predict the market at all. And I know it'll be like, oh, we're using AI. I don't care what you're using. AI can't even control what the market does. You know, so to have a set time for these signals to come out is just dead wrong. That's not trading at all. All right, so let's continue on. Important notes. If a new user's initial deposit is less than $1,000, the referrer will only receive the standard referral bonus and will not receive the exclusive IPO trading signals. This promotion does not conflict with with other BG Wealth sharing promotions and can be enjoyed simultaneously with all existing benefits. Any abuse or fraudulent behavior, including operating multiple DSJX accounts to obtain rewards, is strictly prohibited. Violations will be investigated and dealt with according to platform regulations. BG Wealth Sharing Group reserves the right to the final interpretation of this promotion. What does this promotion mean to me? And probably, for other, because many of you don't believe this thing is a scam. This right here is preparing to exit scam everyone. Rugpull. Because it don't make any sense, and people going to believe this crap right here because these marketers don't know anything. You're talking about you're trying to launch the new phase towards IPO. I bet nobody's going to tell you what an IPO is. So I would do it. An IPO means an initial public offering. It's the process where a privately held company sells shares to the public for the first time, transitioning into a publicly traded entity. It allows companies to raise capital for expansion, provides liquidity for early investors, and increases public awareness. The process involves underwriting by investment banks and regulatory approval. Key aspects of an IPO. Companies use IPOs to raise equity capital to pay down debt, fund growth, or allow founders to exit. The process includes companies that hire investment banks or underwriters to manage the process, including financial auditing, filing a registration statement, such as with the SEC, and setting the initial share price. Once the IPO is completed, the company shares are listed and traded on a public stock exchange like the New York Stock Exchange or the NASDAQ. While IPOs can offer high growth potential, they are often volatile and risky investments for the general public, particularly during the initial trading days. Sometimes companies may choose a direct listing, which allows them to go public without the traditional underwriting process to raise new capital often focusing on allowing existing shareholders to sell their shares. So what they're trying to claim is this right here, what they're trying to do. And it's not the case. Why is this right here should be a huge red flag? When you go do a search for BG Wealth sharing, you will see all of these fraud warnings from all these government agencies. The state of Washington, the state of Utah, Alberta Securities Commission, or ASC, British Columbia Securities Commission, or BCSC, also Saskatchewan and Canada has filed or has said that BG Wealth sharing and DSJ exchange are fraudulent. Then you have who they claim to be registered with, in the UK, the Financial Conduct Authority, FCA, warns the firm is providing unauthorized services. Another agency that they claim to be registered with is with Australia. ASIC also has a fraud warning against them. New Zealand, or the FMA, you have the Bank of Tonga, you have Samoa, you have the Philippines, SEC in the Philippines, you have the Bahamas. So where are they going to go at for an IPO? It don't make any sense, right? Now, they saying that they're registered with the SEC. They believe that a Form D filing means that they're legit. Well, do you know, let me get rid of that right there. Do you know that Coinbase currently right now is the only cryptocurrency exchange that has filed an IPO and successfully launched into the stock market? And so you don't believe me, I'll show you. Here on the right side of the screen, you will see Coinbase, and you can see the name of it at the top right there. Their share is going for $206.33 per share right now. What is required also when you go and become publicly traded? You got to open up your books, your financial books, to the public. You cannot hide how much your company is making. And what has BG Wealth sharing with DSJ Exchange have done? They filed a Form D filing saying that they're claiming that they want to be exempt from sharing their financial situation. But when you become publicly traded and you file for an IPO, you got to let all the investors know how the company is doing. The earnings reports come out. Because there are stocks that pay out dividends. Coinbase isn't one of those. It's like a growth stock, pretty much. That's what they're trying to do. But this is what DSJ Exchange would have to do if they want to become publicly traded. They're saying that you're going to become shareholders. Shareholders of what? You're not holding any shares. They're just telling you to bring in more money. Why is it that they want you to bring in more money? Because they're getting ready to exit scam. The withdrawals are becoming more than the deposits right now. The only reason why BG Wealth sharing on DSJ Exchange has lasted this long is due to the amount of people that has been joining. But now it's starting to slow down, and also you got the amount of people withdrawing $2,200 plus per day increasing every single day with no proof of trading. That's why they got to come out with this promo. And many of you are going to fall for this stupid crap right here. So keeping it on Coinbase. Like I said, Coinbase is a publicly traded cryptocurrency exchange. It's the only one in the world that has done so. Kraken just recently filed that they're going to go for the IPO as well. The only two cryptocurrency exchanges in the United States that are allowed to have people in the United States to be able to trade with leverage are Coinbase and Kraken. So let's read about Coinbase here. As a publicly traded company, Coinbase Global Inc. files regular reports with the SEC, including Form 10-K for annual reports 10-Q for quarterly reports, 8-K for current events, and Form 4, insider transactions. Key filings include their 2021 S-1 registration statement, that was 2025, 2026 annual reports, and various disclosures regarding ongoing legal actions with the regulator. Key SEC filings for Coinbase Global Inc., which you got the SIC number right there, include Form 10-K and 10-Q. So I already went over those. You got Form 8-K, which I already mentioned that above as well. Then you got Form 4 and Form 144. So that's filings detailing insider transactions and sales of company shares. Then you have this Form S1 /S-3, registration statements for the public listing and subsequent sale of Class A common stock. Form S-8, filed for securities offering through employee benefit plans. You see all that right there? And these people think that their Form D makes it legit that they're with the SEC. This is what a legit filing looks like. You have nothing like this with DSJ Exchange and BG Wealth Sharing. Nothing close. You are in trouble. You're about to be scammed, and a lot of people are about to be hurt. Seeing people posting videos on YouTube about them buying a 6-bedroom house in Utah, which has a fraud warning against DSJ Exchange and BG Wealth Sharing. And you still promoting from the state of Utah. Y'all some dummies. Now, let's go and listen to a video real quick. All right, so this video right here is covering the new promo that I already read. But I want you to hear some, just the way they think. Because they don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what's going on at all. Check it out.
Official. So, man, it is, this is an amazing opportunity to get that third trade. I did ask, I said, hey, if someone comes in and gets $1,000 for someone to come in and they get their third trade, and then the next day they get another person for $1,000 to come in, do they get their fourth trade? And he wrote back and said, no, the extra trade for everybody would be a team building thing. So yeah, this is a good way to bounce up to the third trade, but if you want to get to the fourth trade, you're going to have to get your team, your 5x5. So, and it only takes 25 people, 5x5, well, 30 people, I guess, because you have your first 5, and then 5 underneath each one of those makes it 30 people. So 30 people will get you to a fourth trade now, which is insane. All right, so I know that before I had my 29,000 in there. Now it's 4150. And if I go to 4 trades a day.
So I'll just pause real quick. So you see what it's all about. They try to use the so-called trading for a means to recruiting people. It's all about recruiting with BG Wealth Sharing. Because there is no real trading going on in DSJ Exchange. Nobody can prove that. I put out a challenge for any marketer that can prove to me on the blockchain that DSJ Exchange is doing real trading. And if you can do the same type of trade on DSJ Exchange, I would join you with $1,000. That is my word. If you can prove to me that DSJ Exchange is actually trading by showing the actual trades through the blockchain, and if you can copy the same kind of trade yourself, manually trading, if you can copy the results pretty much, or repeat the results of what the so-called AI bot is doing for you, because Bitcoin, what y'all showing, Bitcoin's only moving 20 cents, 16 cents for you to make a big return per day, which is not possible in 60 seconds time. If you can prove those two things to me, I'll join you with $1,000. Let's continue on.
it's 2.5% a day. And remember the 90-day outcome for the 1.
So he just got finished saying, with him getting up to 4 trades, he's going to get 2.5% per day. How can you guarantee a return on an investment when trading? It's impossible. Is it possible to get those kind of results yourself in real trade and everything like that? Yeah, it's possible. But to say consistently every single day? No, you can't do that. It's impossible. All right, let's continue on.
9% with 3 trades a day was 172,000, and now it pops it up to almost 400,000. So almost doubled just because of one extra trade. So that would be insane by the end of June. Actually, we're halfway through April, so halfway through July, it would look like that. It would be almost 400,000. So absolutely amazing. Thought that kind of news and that kind of promo would be something I needed to get on here as fast as possible so everyone can take advantage of it. And
so you see that he got this chart. Let's say I think he's using Excel or something similar to like that. He's using a spreadsheet, period. And he got everything mapped out on how his account could look months in the future. You ask any trader that are keeping up with their trades like this if they're predicting what their account will look like months away in the future. It's day by day progress. That's what real traders do. This right here is fake. It's fake trading. Because there is none. You cannot guarantee a fixed rate of return. It's just impossible.
Hop into that third trading group. Now, I can only imagine this is something that you can do as far as an incentive. I sent out a request for Elena and the professor. Let's see if I heard back from them. Let's check real quick. They're pretty busy right now answering all kinds of questions. But I asked them as an incentive to get someone to join, could you tell them that if they signed up, Elena just said yes. So she answered yes to this. So as an incentive to people joining and getting on board, if they joined for 1,000 and then, they either had their wife or teenage son, or if they had friends that they wanted to sign up, they could sign another person up under them before the 27th and get a third trade immediately. Can you imagine if that was a promo in July of last year when I joined? I'd be a multi-millionaire right now. Oh, but yes, that's what.
Yeah, so I accidentally pressed the pause button on my video recorder instead of the actual video itself. But anyways, this right here is what they're going to be pushing hard now. So everybody's about to go even harder. The ones that only have 2 trades and they have not achieved the ability to get 3 trades because they have not recruited their first 5 people yet. They're about to go looking. They're going to harass people now. Hey, you need to look at what I'm doing right here. I'm making money online. Every single day. I'm copy and pasting. If you join in with $1,000, I get a third trade. Then you come in, and then if you recruit someone directly underneath you with a minimum of $1,000, you will get a third trade per day. This is what is going on right now as we speak. And these people have no clue that the so-called Professor Stephen Beard and I forgot the name of the fake DSJ exchange owner as well, they don't exist. The real owners of both platforms are about to run off with everyone's money. What is the other reason why they're doing this type of promo? Because the money is running low. And now they want to fill in their pockets right now and run off to the sunset. And what's going to happen? All of you joining this scam are going to be trying to file reports against Professor Stephen Beard and the so-called owner of DSJ Exchange, and they don't even exist. So what is that left for you to do? Now you have to file reports against all of the big time marketers to try to get your money back. But guess what? They're spending that money. You see what they're doing? Buying houses, buying apartments, condos, buying cars, luxury brand clothes, luxury brand jewelry, paying off debt and all that type of stuff with your money. There's no trading going on at all. So that right there pretty much wraps up what I wanted to talk about today about BG Wealth sharing on DSJ Exchange. An IPO, what they're claiming, is not how IPO is done. Especially when you got fraud warnings pretty much everywhere. You definitely can't list on the New York Stock Exchange because you got fraud warnings in the states of Utah and the state of Washington. And you guys are so naive. I used to be that way as well. I used to be very naive. Go back at my YouTube history and look at my videos, what I used to promote in the past. Same thing that y'all falling for right now, I used to fall for back in the past. I had to learn the hard way by constantly losing to all these big time marketers that this is not real. I started doing my research. What is a real filing with the SEC? What's a real filing with the CFTC? What's a real filing in the UK? What's a real filing in Australia? And the list goes on. When you do that kind of research, you will see that this is an obvious scam. So that right there is all I have to say. If you like what you heard and saw, please like and subscribe to the channel. Also, feel free to share this video with other people. Please do not join BG Wealth sharing on the DSJ Exchange because they're getting ready to scam everyone. All right, take care, everyone.